folks, the racist that occupies the White House shared a video on his Truth Social account depicting former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as monkeys. The video was primarily about false voter fraud claims that Trump continues to push a lie, but the racist imagery appeared at the end. This is the video.
Access to a DS200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ES&S machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden. Initiated by...
Forward it, don't switch to me, show the end, then freeze it.
That favored Joe Biden.
That was now immediate backlash across the political landscape. Okay? So Deadline, Deadline.com, asked the White House for a response. This is what Carolyn Levitt, the chief White House liar, said in response to this video. Come on, guys, come on. Thank you. This is from an internet meme video depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters for the Lion King. Please stop the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American public. Well, here's the problem. There are no monkeys in the Lion King. All of a sudden, folks responding. Maryland Governor Wes Moore. The president's post on Truth Social goes beyond a dog whistle. It is blatant racism, relying on imagery that has long been used to demean and dehumanize black people. But this moment is about more than a single post. The words our leaders choose matter. The images they invoke matter. It shapes how we see one another and the kind of country we are deciding to be. Leadership is about bringing people together, not tearing each apart. Republican Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi said, "This is totally unacceptable. The president should take it down and apologize." Now, it went on and on and on. Now, of course, that MAGA leprechaun comedian Terrence Williams, he put out fake news alert. Trump didn't post this monkey video of the Obamas lying Democrats. It's not on his page. Fake screenshot. No, Terrence, you're a liar. And that's exactly what you do. You lie over and over and over again. And so you lied about this here. Now, a black MAGA supporter, international singer Mary Milliman, she actually posted this. The president's Truth Social post of former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama is the most racist and offensive post I've ever seen. It is completely beneath the American presidency and most importantly, is opposite of the spirit of God. It is rather the spirit of Jim Crow. POTUS, Black America is America. Take it down and do better. South Carolina Republican Tim Scott posted this. He said it's the most. He said first of all, he said, "I hope this is fake." He said, "But this is the most racist thing." This is what he said: "Praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The president should remove it." Now remember what I said. The White House initially defended it, but then all of a sudden, about around noon, they took it down. Now, according to several social media outlets, Senator Tim Scott called Trump. Trump talked to him, and then after their call, he said that they took it down and say, "Oh, they blamed a White House staffer." Now, we always known who he was. Remember when he said Obama wasn't born here in America, and then he kept pushing that lie? Now, remember when he also ran the first time, 2015? Remember when Lindsey Graham actually had some balls? When he actually had some guts? When he wasn't kissing Trump's ass? This is what South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham actually said about the racist Donald Trump in 2015.
I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you like this guy. I think what you like about him, he appears to be strong when the rest of us are weak. He's a very successful businessman, and he's going to make everything great. He's going to take all the problems of the world and put them in a box and make your life better. That's what he's selling. Here's what you're buying. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. He doesn't represent my party. He doesn't represent the values that the men and women who wear the uniform are fighting for. I've been in the Air Force for 33 years. I retired this June. He's the ISIL Man of the Year, by the way. He just got back from Iraq a week ago this Monday.
I know. We interviewed you live from there. You were with Senator John McCain, and you were going into Iraq to get a status report. What were they saying there about all of this?
The military leadership and the diplomatic corps. Now, we have young men and women in harm's way all over the world, particularly in the Mideast. They were concerned about this rhetoric because the enemy will use it against us. So what was a concern last week has to be DEFCON 4 this week. Because what Mr. Trump is doing, and I don't think he has a clue about anything, he's just trying to get his numbers up and get the biggest reaction he can. He's putting our soldiers and diplomats at risk. He's empowering the enemy. And this ban, if it's actually enacted, would take people who have been interpreters, who came to our side in Iraq and Afghanistan, who are under siege in their own countries, and basically becomes a death sentence for them.
Now, that's when Lindsey Graham wasn't an ass kisser. He's a total ass kisser right now. This is Republican Senator John Curtis, Nebraska. The post was blatantly racist and inexcusable. It should never have been posted or left published for so long. Again, this is a Republican here. This is Republican Mike Turner, who's running for the U.S. Senate in Michigan. I do not feel the need to respond to every inflammatory statement made by the White House. Right there, that says a whole lot. However, the release of racist images of former President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama is offensive, heartbreaking, and unacceptable. President Trump should apologize. So he goes further. He's saying don't just delete, he should apologize. Now, for a long time, let's see here, Black Republicans in Congress, other than Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, they posted, oh, he called the White House and was told it was a staffer, and that was it. No statement, no nothing. Coward. Wesley Hunt, Congressman from Texas, nothing. Coward. For the longest, Burgess Owens, former NFL player, congressman from Utah, didn't say anything. An hour ago, he finally tweeted, I'm aware of the Truth Social post that circulated earlier. The imagery was wildly offensive and inappropriate. And as a black man, I find it especially troubling. It never should have been shared or even created. And I'm glad it has been taken down. Reports indicate it may have been posted in error by a staff member, but regardless, we all have a responsibility to use care and good judgment with the content we produce and distribute. But we know who this racist is. We know exactly who he is. And so Donald Trump showed us exactly who he has always been. So let me see right here, because yesterday you had the National Prayer Breakfast, and you got so-called Christian leader Franklin Graham. Let me this it? Come on, go to my iPad. 8 hours ago, all he tweeted was, the Bible teaches that life does not end at the cemetery. There's a future life with God for those who put their trust in his son, Jesus Christ, quoting his dad. Yep. Franklin Graham, he ain't said a damn thing. That ain't no shock. Let's see Trump's other White House sycophant, Paula White Kane. Let's see here. Let's see. All she says is, don't allow the enemy to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, uproot anything that contradicts what God says about you. That was 4 minutes ago. Nothing else. She got some other thing, some revival, her and her husband. That's it. You can't declare negative things over yourself and expect to live a positive. Nothing right there. Let's see, nothing right there. Let's see, nothing right there. And that's it. Yeah, hey, nothing. Paula White, not a damn thing. She ain't said nothing at all. I'm gonna look up in a second. Hold on. Let's see what that meant. Let's see what the help Vernon Jones. Let's see if he said anything. He kissed more MAGA ass than Melania. So let's see Vernon Jones, huh? He probably let's see. His Twitter feed, nothing. He talking about. Come on, guys. Can you please switch? Thank you. Go 8 hours ago, nothing. So yeah, Vern ain't said nothing. So that's no shock right there. I could pull up a whole bunch of other these Negroes, these MAGA Negroes, ain't said nothing. Dinesh D'Souza, Indian American, he actually laughed it off. Let me show you what this fool said. This fool actually said, let's see here. In context, this is both amusing and harmless. We're not in the mood to fall for another race hoax from the left. Well, Dinesh, if it's a race hoax, why did they admit that it was posted by, and it was a fault of a White House staffer? See, this is what happens when you kiss so much MAGA ass. You defend their bullshit, and even when they did it, you look like a damn fool. Candace Kelly, legal analyst and host of Not All Hood, South Orange, New Jersey, joins us. Ashley Etienne, former communications director for Vice President Kamala Harris and Speaker Nancy Pelosi, joins from D.C. And also joining us, Matt Manning, civil rights attorney out of Corpus Christi. Glad to have all three of y'all here. Here's the thing here. I'm going to start with you, Ashley. Donald Trump has said so many racist things, so many sexist things, so many misogynistic things. He's been uncouth. He has been despicable. He showed us yesterday completely not like a Christian speaking the National Prayer Breakfast. But MAGA says, doesn't matter. We have no problem. I was very surprised to see right-wing, big-time Christian Eric Erickson actually call out what he had to say. In fact, that was this. That was his one tweet. He posted FFS, which, for fuck's sakes, that's what that means. And he was just like, really? And so he's been criticizing others who've been responding. But see, here's the deal, Ashley. All this other stuff beforehand, Eric would often say, well, I voted for Trump because he was better than whatever option they had. And that right there for Trump is like, I can do whatever I want. I can keep employing racists. I can keep employing people who admitted have a Nazi streak, Paul Ingratiate. He still is employing that Nazi-loving ICE attorney in Dallas. Donald Trump has said, no more rules, no repercussions. If you're racist and sexist, guess what? It's good. It's all good in the hood. We all good right here. You can do whatever you want in the MAGA neighborhood.
Absolutely. And not only has it been sanctioned by the MAGA wing of the Republican Party, but it's also been to a degree sanctioned by the Supreme Court and almost every institution up and down and across America. And I think that's the part that's sad. I mean, I don't have any faith or any hope in any of these white Christians. Remember, Christianity sanctioned slavery and the subjugation of women and Black people and brown people. So I don't have much faith in that. But here's the way I sort of see this is that Donald Trump has this really sick obsession with the Obamas, and it's really become a pattern of escalation. To your point, it started out with birtherism, but then it escalated to the point of Trump saying that Obama committed treason. And just this past weekend, he tweeted out that Obama should be jailed, that he should be arrested. So that's really what we're seeing. And so, it's one thing for people to object to this image, which that everyone's justified, obviously, in objecting to it. But it's these other things that I think are sort of going under the radar that are really even more problematic for me, especially when you look at what's happening on Capitol Hill. They're going to be taking potentially a vote to hold Clinton in contempt, which would open the door to go after Barack Obama for any of these things that Donald Trump has falsely accused him of. So really, it's really the pattern of escalation that really concerns me most as it relates to the former president.
Well, it's real simple, Candace. He's jealous as hell of Obama. He hates the fact that America and the world loved Obama. He hates the crowd sizes. He hates everything that he received. Donald Trump is such a narcissistic asshole. He wants adulation. This fool literally has said to New York City, put my name on Penn Station. And what's the other? There's two things he said. Oh, Dulles Airport. Put my name on Dulles Airport. Put my name on Penn Station, or I'm not sending y'all the money.
Yeah. And let's add to that I can be in New York City and I can shoot anybody that I want in Times Square. But just like was spoken, it really is the escalation of things that are going on. And when you said that, this has to do with just a lot of jealousy and the fact that there's this obsession with the Obamas, lest we forget becoming, and the fact that becoming Black women, women across America, people of color, put her back on Netflix at the time where Melania was supposed to be in the spotlight. That did not make them happen. And I don't think that we should forget the timing of that and the fact that it is now in the kids section of Netflix. So when we look at all of this, we also have to look at the fact that this particular video had to do with voting. This is another obsession that he has. So he's got all these obsessions. It's like he is thinking about it night after night, and then he posts whatever he wants. To blame it on someone as if it was some type of mistake. Now, we all know that sometimes you do not post directly. You have a mechanism or a platform where it can be posted. But to blame this on someone, you don't have that much oversight over your feed where somebody could actually have created a mistake. We do not believe this. I am unshocked. This is not something that is surprising. And this is something that he is doing just across the board in terms of making sure that Black folks are dehumanized and Black folks are put in a place that is lesser than, so that he can continue to just, hit the beat to his base. That's what I see going on here.
Before I go to Matt, this is what House Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries had to say.
This disgusting video posted by the so-called president was done intentionally. Donald Trump and his vile, racist, and malignant behavior. This guy is an unhinged bottom feeder. President Obama and Michelle Obama are brilliant, caring, and patriotic Americans. They represent the best of this country. It's time for John Thune, Mike Johnson, and Republicans to denounce this serial fraudster who's sitting at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue pretending to be the president of the United States.
Yeah, Matt, he did say F Donald Trump. Wasn't that a song that Nipsey Hussle was on? Well, go ahead.
Well, and he also air traffic controlled. I love Jeffries, but he's funny when he talks. But in any event, you got to really suspend disbelief to think this was a staffer. I think what Ashley and Candace have said have already covered most of the bases here. But what really frustrates me immensely about this is Trump has already created this environment where he foments this kind of hate among, the MAGA base across the country. So you might as well just say it with your chest and go ahead and accept it. But the BS excuse that it was some staffer, you didn't catch it before it went out. I saw one rationalization on social media where they said this was a part of a larger parody of The Lion King. I think you said that earlier. But here's the thing. I have been under a rock your entire life to not understand that the depiction of Black Americans as apes is a very long, super racist trope. So the idea that somehow you didn't catch that, or the idea that maybe this was an errant posting, is complete BS. And I don't understand why at this point, with all the other things you've already espoused in that racist White House, why don't you just say this with your chest and admit this is what it is? And I'm glad there are some people calling it out, but what I don't like is the equivocation, where there are people saying, well, other presidents have said things they shouldn't say, or otherwise softening it. This is per se racist. It is blatant racism against people we know you hate. You've hated since before you got into office, and there's no way to rationalize this whatsoever. So I think you should just accept it if you're Trump at this point. But we know it's BS, and we know some staffer didn't post it. We know he posted it to get the exact reaction that is, been responded to.
Folks, again, listen, this thing was up early this morning, didn't come down till noon. C-SPAN has a show where they have people from the left and the right call in. This is a three-time Trump voter speaking right here.
We're an open forum. Any public policy or political issue, news of the day. John in New Mexico, Republican.
Hello, is that me?
That's you.
Oh, my word. I am a registered Republican. My dad was the president of American Pipeliners Association, so I came by it rather naturally. Voted for the president, supported him, but I really want to apologize. I'm looking at this awful picture of the Obamas. What an embarrassment to our country All this man does is tell lies. He is not worthy of the presidency. He takes bribes blatantly, and now he's being a racist blatantly. They were supposed to deport the dangerous criminals. They were not supposed to go after small children, storm schools, bring terror upon,
Now, it's a much longer video. I'm glad these people actually are finally waking the hell up. But here's the reality. The reality is, it is so many of them, they will excuse any and everything. They will immediately go, fake news. It's fake. It's a hoax. It's not real. This is what they do. And this is what I keep trying to explain to people. And all this bullshit about, no, but we got to reason with them and talk to them. No, 90 million people didn't vote. I'm not talking to those assholes. I'm going to go talk to the folk who didn't vote to say, hey, here's what's going on. The only way you shut these people down, because the House Republicans, they ain't got no guts. The House Republicans, the House Senate, they ain't got no guts. Sorry, the Senate Republicans ain't got no guts. The way you shut them down, you have to literally vote these people out. And that means take their asses out at the ballot box in November in the House and the Senate. You can't deal with the White House until 2028, but you can strip his ass of power in the House and the Senate.
No, absolutely right. But can I just add a little something to the conversation? What I think Donald Trump was trying to do, especially posting that video during Black History Month, is it was a clear effort to provoke Black people into action. He's tried everything imaginable, sending the National Guard to our cities to terrorize our cities. He's, dismantled all DEI programs across the government, which led to the firing of thousands upon thousands of Black women. He's attacking DEI all over, institutions all over the country. In addition to that, rolling back provisions at DOL and DOD now for minority distinctions for minority-owned businesses. So he's trying everything possible to actually provoke Black people into taking action. And history tells us one thing, which is that race is actually the most reliable trigger of political mobilization, even on the right and on the left, among Black and among white people. But what we're not doing is actually taking his bait. And to your point about voting and being engaged, we're not taking Trump's bait on his own terms, but we cannot ignore the hook. And the hook right now is that Black people are in this silent crisis right now. 450,000 Black women are out of a job. We're at 8.5% unemployment. So what we need to be doing is not just this disciplined resistance, but also in this moment, look to doing some institution building, because we're just at the mouth of this thing.